gentlemen, welcome to FARRELL Rugby on FARRELL Sport, and an interesting day for the Six Nations with several squad announcements coming, including the one we're about to talk about, England, who start a bit of a new era. It's not quite the start of the Borthwick era, for example, but it kind of feels like it is in terms of his first sort of full World Cup cycle. Basically, they look at the last 18 months, sort of 2 years, really, Borthwick was basically doing a rescue job, a quick fix, and didn't really have much time to sort of really establish himself and his identity on that England side, but still managed to guide them to a semi-final. On the back of that, Steve Borthwick has now managed to pick a side for the future, a side that he can sort of really work with and start to build together. And I think it's going to be a very interesting Six Nations because we've got so many injuries, both to the likes of France and Ireland. We're not quite sure what to expect from the likes of a Wales. We're not quite sure what to expect from the likes of an England, for example. Even Scotland, for example, we're not entirely sure what to expect. So I think it's going to be quite a close and competitive Six Nations. Now, before we look at the England squad and the fact that Borthwick has selected 7 uncapped players and left out some pretty big names, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Right, without any further ado, that is the squad that has been selected. Now, notable omissions, obviously no Owen Farrell, who is taking a sabbatical from international rugby, a step back and has not made himself available. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have been picked. However, a couple of big names, for example, Billy Vinipola, has been left out of the squad, as has Carl Sinclair, the tight end, who has sort of seemed to have fallen out of favour from Steve Borthwick. There are a couple of returns for some key players, like Henry Slade, for example, is back in there. Luke Cowan-Dickey's back there. Alex Dombrandt and Ben Spencer also getting the call up there. So if we go through the squad over here, the forwards are Ollie Chesham, Dan Cole, Alex Coles, Luke Cowan-Dickey, Chandler Cunningham South, Ben Currie, Theo Dan, Alex Dombrandt, Ben Earl, Ellis Genge, Jamie George, Joe Hess, Nick Aseko, Mario Toja, Joe Marlowe, Abeno Abono, Tom Pearson, Ethan Roots, New Zealand-born flanker that gets to call up Will Stewart and Sam Underhill. It's also really good to see Sam Underhill. Hopefully, I would really like to see a big season from him. He's such a player who's had such a frustrating career. If you look at how many injuries and stuff that he's picked up over the various seasons, stuff like that. Your backs are Oscar Beard, Danny Kerr, Elliot Daly, Fraser Dingwall, Emmanuel Faye-Wabosa, George Ford, Tommy Freeman, George Burbank, Ollie Lawrence, Alex Mitchell, Tom Roebuck, Henry Slade back in the squad, Fid Smith, Marcus Smith, Ben Spencer, and Freddie Stewart. Right, so the 7 uncapped players are Chandler Cunningham South, Oscar Beard, Emmanuel Faye-Wabosa, Ethan Roots, Finn Smith, and Fraser Dingwall. So those are your and Tom Roebuck. Those are your uncapped players. The big news as well is that they've obviously got a new captain with there being no Owen Farrell, which means that Jamie George has been given the honour. Probably a pretty solid choice. He's been playing some really good rugby. Definitely a senior player, British and Irish Lions player. And I think that he was probably the easier choice. Other candidates probably would have been the likes of an Ellis Genge, for example. Mario Toja always seems to be spoken about as a captain, and yet never seems to get the captaincy. From a back perspective, I don't think there are too many options because I don't think he really knows who's going to, for example, be starting and what sort of his best team is. So very interested to see how Steve Borthwick uses the squad and starts to try and build a bit of depth whilst also finding his best combination. Speaking on his appointment as captain, Jamie George says the following. He said, "Last week, Steve asked me to be captain for the upcoming Six Nations, and I accepted with huge gratitude and enthusiasm. I love playing for England. I hope that everyone has seen how much it means to me. I've never shied away from that. I'm so excited about where this team can go, and bringing the fans on that journey with us is something that I care about deeply. I believe I'm at the stage of my career where I can give my all to the captaincy and give my best on the pitch. I don't underestimate the challenge ahead. Owen is a fantastic motivator and tactician, and we will undoubtedly miss his leadership. But I've got brilliant people around me, many of whom have won major tournaments, and utilizing the great experience we have within the group is going to be crucial." Other big players who are not involved, for example, Courtney Laws, no Johnny May, no Ben Youngs. So very much a new era, really. Even sort of Michael Vinipola as well not being involved. So it's a very interesting a selection. A couple of players who really excite me. I think that Faye-Wabosa selection is really exciting. 21 years old, very, very exciting players. and got a lot of zest, lots to score tries, for example. Really good finisher. So there's a couple of nice players. I've enjoyed what I've seen from Finn Smith. Interesting to see how Ethan Roos does and how he complements the rest of the loose trio. So it's an interesting England squad. It'll be interesting to see how they play. As I said, we'll have to wait and see. With Six Nations getting underway in a couple of weeks' time. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.